Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mass Ranker back again with another ranking, and today we are doing the March/April 2026 music ranking. That is right, the next 2 months of the year have passed, and so we are going to be ranking all the music that I ended up adding to my Spotify playlist in the last 2 months that just passed. We are now in May, so yeah. And before we begin, I do want to give a big thanks because we did hit a new subscriber record. We are now at 74 subs, and so I really want to give a big thank you to all of the viewers, commenters, recommenders, subscribers, anyone that is interacting with the channel in any way, shape, or form. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, so once again, big thanks for 74 subscribers, and let us just get into it. So I did figure out I didn't have to make a Google Docs for this time. I remember last time I made the recording, like in more recent music rankings, I was using Google Docs, but then I remembered how to actually, like, you have to save the image from WhatsApp because that's where I collect my images. So you save the image onto the desktop, and then you can copy and paste it onto the actual tab itself on Google. So that is what we're going to be doing here. And so yeah, we do have all the music from the last 2 months that I have added, and a lot of anime music that I've added. I've just been noticing lately that maybe I've just been having a chance to watch more anime recently. So yeah, anyway, so let us just begin, starting off with the music that doesn't have words as usual. Only 3 songs I ended up adding this month, which is, first up, we have Montegem Eclipse. This is a funk song, a Brazilian funk song. For some reason, a lot of them start with the word Montegem, and I looked it up, and apparently it means something about like how it's kind of sampling an already pre-existing song. So anyway, I like this one. I would give it probably not S tier, but definitely A tier. I would say a pretty good, honestly, one of the best funk songs I've actually heard in a while. So yeah, both versions I would give probably A tier. As usual, I've heard. Honestly, I don't really. When did I start using the A/B tier? Because I feel like now that we're kind of differentiating, because I think I started doing that when we were doing it by months, like individual months. But I think now that we're going by every 2 months, then maybe I could start like distinguishing A and B tier again. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, let us just continue with today's adventure. This is from The Amazing Digital Circus, and I don't think I've ever actually talked about, no, I think I've mentioned it once or twice on this channel, but yeah, I am watching The Amazing Digital Circus as the episode released, and I do know that in like the next month, I'm pretty sure the final episode that's supposed to be like a movie length episode is supposed to come out, so that's going to be exciting, and hopefully eventually I'll get to a point where I actually review it on this channel. I just am not doing it at the moment because I have not, it's the only show that I'm still keeping up with for the sole fact that I am watching it with my siblings. And for that reason, I'm not like, eventually it'll get to a point where I actually rewatch the show from the start. But it's the only show that I currently decide, like every show, when I start this channel, I decide, okay, every ongoing show I'm going to wait until I eventually get to rewatching it, because then it's just going to end up wasting time if I continue watching it and then I have to eventually rewatch again. So, but that is the only show that like I made the exception for, because I am currently watching it with my siblings. So yeah, today's adventure, this is from The Amazing Digital Circus. It's a good song. I like it. It is probably A/B tier. We'll do S tier. We'll do style at the end. I would say that yeah, it was an A tier song. Definitely great just a good song in the show. Next up, we have, can I zoom in? Yeah, I can zoom in apparently. So next up, we have Supernova. This is the intro for Dr. Stone Season 4, and this one's a banger. I would give it S tier, definitely. It is a really good intro. Honestly, pretty much, not all the Dr. Stone intros. I don't really like the Season 1 intros. However, like from Season 2, and there was one intro in Season, like here, Rockwind is great. The first intro of Season 3 is great. I don't really like the second intro of Season 3. Both Season 4 intros are great. Casanova, Posse, and Supernova, and then the newest intro I did not hear yet because I did not actually get to watching Season 4 Part 3 yet, because I am actively rewatching. It's taking a while just because apparently, like, I didn't know this, but apparently there's almost no point that all of my siblings are at home at once, which I wouldn't have thought the case like a few months ago. But yeah, apparently it's actually really difficult to find a time where all of my siblings, I don't know if I ever mentioned how many siblings I have, but I'd rather just not really. Fine, I have 3 siblings. I don't think that's like necessarily information that I like me hiding would do anything. But yeah, so it's really difficult apparently to find time, because most of it is because just I'm away like most of the week in university. But yeah, it's apparently really difficult just finding time for all that. We're all home and we can all watch. Like, we can't really watch in the evenings, but if we are all home, so because my parents and they have school and stuff, and yeah. Anyway, besides the point, let us just continue. So yeah, Supernova S tier. Tattoo. This one is a banger as well. I would give this one also S tier. Yeah, this is a song that I heard from. I actually heard this one in a Dr. Stone edit, and I was like, damn, this is a banger. And so I had to I found the song, listened to it. It's a great song, S tier. Yep, next up is GBP by Central C and 21 Savage. This is probably, out of all the songs here, this is the one that I listened to the least this month. So I can't really, I would probably give it like B tier. You know, if I added it to this, if I added it to my Spotify playlist, then it means at the very least I do like the song. However, out of all the songs, it's the one that I remember the least because it's the one that I least listened to this month, I would say. So yeah, next is My Garage by Young Gravy. Yeah, I don't really listen to specific artists anymore, to be honest. Like, I just kind of listen to like songs that I happen to find, and so I used to listen to a lot of, like, when I did follow artists and stuff, I like Young Gravy. He had a lot of good music that I listened to. Just now, with the nature of me not really following any specific artists anymore, yeah, it's been a while since I've added a Young Gravy song to my playlist, but I did hear this one. I forgot how. Honestly, I don't really, because I have a separate playlist like for pretty good songs. I give this one, by the way, I give it like A or B tier. We'll do side at the end once I'm done. But I have a separate playlist. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but for pretty good songs where it's like songs where it's like I don't know if I should add it to my favorite song playlist, but it is still a song that I want to like have in mind. So I add it to that playlist, and so a lot of the songs that are from specific artists nowadays, it comes from that playlist where it's like I'll listen to it every so often, that playlist, and then I'll hear a song from like an artist that I used to follow, and I'll be like, okay, I'll move this over to the favorite song playlist. Anyway, now I'm going on a lot of like tangents this video. So anyway, next up is Turn Yo Cat Back. Yeah, Turn Yo Cat Back or Cap Backwards. This is by Nicki Minaj and Sway Lee. I would give this one probably, I give it like A/B tier. I'm not, yeah, this is another one I didn't listen too much, but I'm a fan of Sway Lee. He has like some good tracks, and yeah, I would say this one was another good track. I would say A/B tier. Next is, okay, this is around the time where I would have probably, it probably would have been the time that I think I finished watching Konosuba, because I think that's when I actually went back and listened to a lot of the music from the soundtrack. So this is the first opening, no, sorry, it's not the first opening, it's actually the opposite. It's the third outro of Konosuba, so it is the outro of Konosuba Season 3, aka Ano Hai no Mama no Bokura. Yeah, I would give this one S tier. Yeah, I really like the Konosuba soundtrack. It's got like a lot of, honestly, I don't really care for any of the intros, but the outros in all the seasons I would say are pretty good. I don't really like the Season 2 one as much, but the Season 3 one and the Season 1 intro are very good, as well as the Megumin spinoff. The Megumin spinoff outro is also very good. So I do like actually the Konosuba outros a lot, more so than I would say the intros. The intros are also fine, but none of them I ended up adding to my playlist really, so I would give that one S tier. Next is Stress Relief. This is another song that just a song that I ended up hearing, adding it to my playlist, and I like this one. This one is a very good one. It's honestly one of my most replayed ones of the month, I would say. It's just a very, honestly, I listen to this, based on the name of the song, I do listen to this one a lot, like when I'm stressed or something, or it's like when I'm tired, I don't know, if I just finished like a long week of, if I have a lot of homework or something, or if there's a lot in my mind, I just put this song on. It's just very, I don't know, it's just relaxing, I guess, or something like that. So yeah, I would give it S tier, I would say. Next is Fire Inside. This is by Casey Edwards, who is the person that did the song Bury the Lights from the Devil May Cry soundtrack. And so I did end up hearing this song as well. This was also like a song on my pretty good song post. And yeah, so it's by the same artist or composer or whatever he is, but yeah, this was another good song. It's like very much kind of the same kind of vibe that Bury the Light gives, I would say. Not like S tier or anything, but it would be, I would say, A/B tier. And yeah, it was a good one. It's like a very hype song. This dude Casey Edwards just does like a lot of hype music, I would say. So next is Jinsei Easy. Now this is a song that I ended up adding to, why is this file there? Okay, for some reason that was open. Don't know if you saw that, but like at the bottom there was a file open that I closed. Anyway, Jinsei Easy, this is the intro for bottom tier character Tamazaki, which, fun fact, is actually my favorite anime. So that is so this is the intro for that anime that I added a while ago. I added it to my, I did like it, but I really like the intro. The intro for the anime is like one of my favorite intros of all time. The actual song itself, the version on Spotify is like a bit longer than, because as it usually is, the Spotify versions of a lot of intros, they end up being longer than the anime intro from the anime itself. So I heard this song and it was good. It was still good because it was the intro. It was the same song of the intro, but it was like this one goes on a bit longer, which I don't like as much, but it's still like good. It just goes on a bit longer than I would want it to. But so I did end up adding it for a while. It was on my pretty good song playlist, but then I did go back, I re-listened to it, and I was like, you know what? No, this is like, that's how it usually works. Like, just for me in general, the worst time, my opinion of music usually only like improves with time, where it's like I'll listen to a song and the first listen of a song will usually be my least favorite listen of the song, where it's like I don't really like, it needs to grow on me. Like with me, music is like a song I'll hear it once and I'll be like, okay, this is all right, but then I'll go back and listen to it, and then this is probably not even just something for me specifically. It's probably like for a lot of people, where you listen to a song and then you listen to it a few times more afterwards, and then you start being like, you know what, this is actually like, this is really good. So that is the case, I guess, was it the case with this song? I don't know if that tangent was even related, but I heard this song and I didn't think it was like favorite song worthy, so I added it to pretty good song playlist. But then I was like, okay, you know what, I don't actually mind the song length, and so I ended up adding it to my favorite song playlist. So yeah, I would say it's not an S tier song, but it is definitely an A tier song. I do like it a lot, so yeah, we will put it in A/B tier. Next up is, okay, now we're on this page where we have, this is the outro of Konosuba Season 1. And I would say that this is probably also S tier. I would say I really like this. Again, just the Konosuba outros are really good in my opinion. This one is called Chisana Bokensha. They also have English names, but I just, if you want, like, I just have this here in case. Just look up like the English spelling if you want to find it on, I don't know, Spotify or YouTube or whatever you listen to music on if you're interested. So yeah, this one is just another good one. Again, the Konosuba outros are very good, so just another S tier. This is Roundabout, so I'm rewatching all of the JoJo parts right now, and so this is the outro for Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency. So both part 1 and part 2, they're kind of like grouped together as the same anime, so they both use the same outro. They use different intros, but they do use the same outro. And yeah, this is honestly, after it's the song of like the to be continued me, but it's also, the first time I heard it, it's like I didn't think anything too much of it. I was like, oh, it's the song from JoJo, I know it from there. But then after like I went to Spotify and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll actually give the full song a try. And it's 8 minutes long. It's a really long song, and that's usually a bad sign, because usually when a song is like too long, I don't usually end up liking that. But this one, I really liked it, even if it is like 8 minutes long. I do like the progression of the song, and yeah, the kind of like it gets like slower at times, it gets faster at times, it gets more hype, and it's kind of more mellow and tame in certain sections of the song. So overall, I really like this song. I'd give it like S tier, one of my favorite songs of the month, definitely. So the next one is Looking Out For You. It's a pretty popular song. I know that on the internet it's gotten pretty big in, I would say, the last few months, I want to say, so could be wrong about that, but just from my presence on the internet, I've seen it in like a few edits here and there. So yeah, this one, I would give it probably not S tier, but definitely like A tier. I would say it's a good song. Definitely, I see why it's gotten as popular as it has been. So yeah, this is another song from the Amazing Digital Circus, the one who's running the show. This is from, I don't think is it the newest? It is the newest episode. The newest episode of the Amazing Digital Circus. This song was used. It was like the song where, spoiler alert if you don't want to get spoiled for the Amazing Digital Circus, but it was the song that Kane was singing. Basically, because he was saying like, I'm in charge, you guys have like no authority here or whatever. So yeah, it was a good song. It was like a good sequence in the actual show itself, and that song itself is pretty catchy, I would say. So I would, not an S tier, but definitely an A tier song, I would give it. So yeah, next up we have Love Me Not. This is, okay, I accidentally moved the tab here. This one is, did I put it in the right order? Yeah, okay. Love Me Not, I would say that this one it's good. It's one that is not the most memorable, honestly. I have listened to it a few times, and I would say that it is probably like A or B tier. It's just, I think I heard this one also like in an edit, and I've listened to it. It's good. It's not like, I feel like it could be, I don't know, it kind of sounds like a song that I feel like I would like more, but I would give it A/B tier. It's alright, I would say. Definitely A/B tier. This is the intro, so there is actually a Konosuba. I think I said that, if I said something about the intros, I might have said that like I don't care for any of the Konosuba intros. That's not true, because I think that Season 3's intro in Konosuba I actually did like a lot. I would give it probably not S tier, not like the outros I would say, but definitely I would say that this is at least A tier. I love the pace of the song. Maybe it goes at like a good pace I like. So yeah, it's a good intro. Probably like the intro itself, like the visuals are also pretty good, I would say, but the actual song itself I would say is A/B tier. I would give it. So yeah. Next is Baby Doll. This is another song that is pretty popular on the internet. I think that, I've seen it in some edits here and there, and so I do think that it is a song that, like, as of the moment, there is pretty popular. So I would say I like it. I would say it's not like S tier, but it is at least A tier. I would say it's good. I like it. I enjoy it. Yeah. Next, okay, we got 2 Metallica songs. So yeah, I am rewatching JoJo. I finished actually part 5. As of the moment, I'm gonna schedule this recording a bit ahead. So I think this is gonna come out on May 1st probably. So as of the moment, probably the schedule that is currently the day after. You're probably watching this is being released on May 1st. Then tomorrow is going to, from when this video is currently recording, okay, this is getting confused with the timeline. After this video is released, it should be the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 stand ranking, and then after that, I have all the part 5 videos scheduled to release. Anyway, so as of the moment, I actually finished part 5. I'm on part 6 technically at the moment, and I only have like, I think about 10 episodes left, and I am a bit burnt out, so I am happy that the month is finally ending, so I'd like some time to just get a recording out that's not JoJo related, because I was getting a bit burnt out from all the JoJo videos. Because there's also gonna be a video releasing of like me ranting about like my opinions on just whether like binging, like momentum binging, or like variety watching multiple things at once. And so that's a rant that I'm looking forward to being released, because I can't wait to just listen back to it, because that is, I think it's more into my mindset lately of like releasing all the JoJo videos like around it, and not like kind of just as the moment I'm focusing on just like finishing the JoJo parts. And just wait for that rant. There's going to be a rant that comes out that like explains my current watch mindset for like what I'm focusing more on the channel and stuff. So anyway, not important. Point is, I finished JoJo part 5, and yeah, there's a stand in JoJo part 5 based off of the band Metallica, and so that did lead me to kind of just exploring Metallica a bit, just for like the sake of like, I don't know, watching some AMVs of the character Risotto uses it. So I did watch some AMVs of Metallica playing, so like some scenes of him fighting and stuff, and then from there I just ended up like kind of listening to like some Metallica songs. I do have like I have like some friends that do like Metallica as well, and so I heard like, I remember I watched like, I didn't watch the newest season of Stranger Things, but I know that Stranger Things season 4 did have like a scene where Eddie is like playing Metallica, and I thought that was a very good scene. So I went back, I watched that scene, I was like, you know what, this is actually a pretty good song. Let me listen to like the full song itself. And so I did end up listening to both Master of Puppets and Enter Sandman. Those were like the 2 songs that I kind of went into and listened to. I didn't really listen to any other songs besides those, but those 2 songs I do think are very good. I would probably say that, honestly, they're not S tier songs, but I do think that they are both at the very least A tier songs. Yeah, I think that they are very, maybe in the future, maybe it's because like I just added them, so I do need a bit more time to listen to them, but I do think that they are very good songs. And yeah, hopefully I'll end up listening to some more Metallica songs, and maybe I'll find some more songs from that band that I like as well. So anyway, but yeah, I would give both Enter Sandman and Master of Puppets, I would give A tier. And now finally we are on the last page here with Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town. This is the intro for JoJo Part 4, which initially when I, like around the time that I actually reviewed the part, I didn't really think anything too much of it. It was like my favorite intro from Part 4, but even so, I didn't really care for it too much. I did watch it a few times, and then I would also skip it. Like half the time I would say I watched it, half the time I skipped it, I think. And then eventually I did decide later on, after I finished the part, I was like, okay, you know what, I'll go back to it, because I did actually remember that it had like some moments in the song that I actually did like. So I re-listened to it on Spotify, and it did sound good. Like again, like you need to let it marinate, and it does get better usually with time. And so I did listen to it a few more times after I finished part 4, and it was very good. I did like the song. And so as of the moment, I wouldn't say it's like S tier or anything, but I would say it's like between A or B tier. I think I'm more leaning towards A tier, I would say. And so yeah. And then finally, this song, I think I actually added this, I don't think it was today, I think it would have been yesterday. Like currently, I'm actually recording this on May 1st, like it's like 3 o'clock in the morning right now, so I would have added it, in May still, but I forgot if it was the last day of May, as in, sorry, not May, April. I don't remember if it was April 30th or April 29th I had this song, but either way, I think it was April 29th. It's a good song, I like it. It's like a final, last minute kind of addition to my playlist, and I would actually give it S tier. I think that from the little I've listened to it, it's like very good and very catchy. I would say it's a definite S tier. And yeah, that is all the songs. So we'll do side style. I guess we will just do a quick, small little. We'll say which we think is my least favorite. I would say I should have probably done I should have done side style like while I was doing this. But anyway, I think GBP, that's probably my least favorite. We're just gonna go next. My Garage. We'll say. Okay, this is. I forgot that this kind of formatting is a bit different with how you structure it, but. Well, we'll just do a general range. We're not going to do like specifically. We'll say Enter Sandman, Master of Puppets, A tier, Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town, A tier, The One Who's Running the Show, also A tier, Baby Doll, A tier, Multigame, Eclipse, A tier, as well as, Looking Out For You. Both versions of Multigame and Eclipse are A tier. Looking Out For You is A tier. Growing Up, I would say A tier. Jinsei Easy, A tier. Today's Adventure, probably on the verge of A or B tier. Love Me Not, I would say, probably, I think this is, okay. Love Me Not, Everything Above, I would say is A tier. All these 5, I would say, are B tier. I'd say GBP is my least favorite, then My Garage, then we will say, I think Fire Inside is better than Turn Your Cat Backwards. And that's for the B tiers. For the A tiers, I would say probably, let's just say what my, we're not going to go reverse order. Let's just say my favorite out of these is probably, honestly, probably Master of Puppets. I was listening to that a lot recently. Then we'll go a month again, Eclipse, both versions. Then we'll say, okay, it's kind of acting weird here. I would say the original is a bit better. Then we'll go Crazy, Noisy, Bizarre Town. Then we'll go Jinsei Easy. Actually, Jinsei Easy, I do like it a bit better, I would say. Then Crazy, Noisy, Bizarre Town. Then we'll go Baby Doll. I think, yeah. Then we'll go Enter Sandman. Then we'll go The One Who's Running the Show. Then we'll go Looking Out for You, and then Growing Up, I would say. And then finally the S tiers. Okay, these were the best of the month. There are 7 in here, so pretty good last 2 months, I would say. So good last 2 months, I would say. Probably my least favorite is really Hotel Room, just because it's like the most recent one, so I haven't had enough time to really listen to it a lot. Then we're gonna go with Konosuba's first outro, and then their second outro, and then I will go with probably Roundabouts, then Supernova, I think. Yeah, Supernova, then Stress Relief and Supernova, they're both really good. I think Tattoo is probably my favorite of the month, I would say, of the last 2 months, I would say. And actually, I think I listen to Supernova a bit more than Stress Relief, but I think that they're both really good, and you can switch them around, and yeah, I wouldn't argue with it. So I think I will probably give it to, yeah, I don't know. I'll give it to Supernova for now, but I do think that it could honestly, yeah, you can change it around, and I'm not going to fight you over it. So, but yeah, I think ultimately Tattoo was probably my favorite song of the month, and it last 2 months. It's kind of interesting because when a song becomes like, there's certain songs that I have that are so good, I feel like, or I don't want to say they elicit a sense of euphoria because it feels like a bit too extreme, but there's actually a word for it. There's a word called frisian, which is this, it's kind of like a sense of euphoria that you feel when you listen to certain music. So certain songs I do end up getting frisian from. Well, Tattoo is an example. Actually, Hotel Room is technically also an example of that song, a song that I get frisian from. But this one's just like too new that I don't want to rank it higher. Like, there's certain songs I might like better even if I don't get frisian from them. Like, I don't get frisian from Supernova or Stress Relief or like Roundabout. I don't get frisian from these songs, but I still think that they are probably, at least as of the moment, better songs than Hotel Room, just because, yeah, because I've listened to them more, and I can like the song more even if I don't get frisian from a song that I maybe get frisian from that I don't like as much. So, but yeah, so certain songs I do get frisian from, I specifically I have a playlist for it, and it's songs I actually try to go out of my way not to listen to them as much, because I do think that it is like a thing where if you listen to a certain song too many times, then it could get ruined for you. For example, like Despacito, I think that back when around the time that it got released, I heard it too much. And I think it's a good song, but just the fact that it's been played so much, like back in the day, I do think that it kind of like lowers the quality of it. Something else, another example I would give about that is like Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD. I don't really like the song as much as maybe some other people would. Like, I know it is his biggest song, but I don't like it as much because it was so overplayed for me around the time that it came out. So, yeah, specifically, like, so my whole point with this being that Tattoo, it's a song that actually, it's a song that I haven't listened to too much this month. I have listened to it, like, it is a song that I have listened to a good amount this month, but I would say, like, I definitely listen to something like Roundabout or Supernova or Stress Relief. Like, probably all these songs, except for, like, maybe Hotel Room, I've listened to more so than Tattoo. But Tattoo is still my favorite because, because of the friction factor that plays an effect, I would say. So, yeah, anyway, so that is my ranking of all of the March/April 2026 music that I ended up adding to my Spotify playlist. And yeah, so that is pretty much all there's to it. So if you have any recommendations, any shows, movies, video game stories, anime, manga, web series, anything that you want me to review or rank or compare rankings, it does not have to be media related, it can be anything. Leave it in the comments and I will maybe possibly check it out. But that said, that is pretty much all there's to it. So let's leave it at that.